Welcome again, guys. In this chapter, we are going to understand the Flexbox item properties. Following are commonly used Flexbox item properties. Order. It set the order of the Flexbox item. If we set the order of few items, then the other items comes first by default and the items with order will set as per the order. We will see this in action in our demo. The next property is flex grow. It determines how much a flex item will grow with reference to other items. Flex shrink. It determines how much a flex item will shrink with reference to other items. Flex basis. It determines the initial length of the flex item. Flex. It is basically a shorthand property for the flex grow, flex shrink, and then flex basis. Align self, it set the alignment of the item inside the flexible container. It will also override the default element set by the container's align item properties. Following is the boilerplate code for the demo, and here you can see its preview. Now let's add the CSS. We have box container, and let's set the border. Okay, 1 pixel solid hash AAA, and then margin as 1 rem. Okay, there you go. And then let's make a display as flex. So for the time being, let's comment it out. Okay, and now let me give the gap as well. Okay, 1 rem. And also now let's try to uh, style the boxes. Okay, those are this one. Okay, so grow shrink. Okay, here you can see grow shrink and then h2, and background color royal blue. Okay, there you go. And then padding as 1 rem, and the color as hash, that is white. And then text align is center. Okay, which is not that effective, but once you give width, okay, then it makes sense. Maybe 150. Okay, and now let's also give the line height. Okay, 70 pixel. Okay, now let's try to reorder our boxes. Here you can see the default order is box 1, box 2, box 3, box 4. Okay, now if we set the order of box 2 as 4, then let's see what happened, right? Okay, so box 2 is this. Let's target this, that is grow shrink, and then box 2, and then order as 4. Okay, and if I save it, you can see box 2 is now at the 4th position. Similarly, if we set the box 3, okay, and 3 as order 2. Okay, now let's see what happened. Save it. Here you can see our box 3 is at number 3rd position. However, our order is number 2, right? So you might confuse why it is so, because as I mentioned earlier, okay, those where the order is not set will come by default. Okay, here you can see I mentioned that, right? So our box 1 and 4 doesn't have the order. Okay, that's why they are coming by default in the first and second position. And now box 3 is ahead of box 2, that's why it is coming at the 3rd position, even though we set the order as 2. Now if we basically give the order for all, okay, probably to box 1 as 3 and then box 4 as 1. Okay, then you can see our box 1 is at the same position as the order position. Box 3 is at the 2 position, here you can see, and then box 1 is at the 3rd position and box 2 is at the 4th position. Okay, I hope you understood this order property. Now the next is grow property, right? Now let's get this to, okay, like this, and then 1 2 3 4, and trying to comment as the order demo is done. Okay, now let's target box 1, and let's make the flex grow as 1. Okay, and now let's see what happened. You can see our box 1 width is greater than the rest of the boxes. Okay, it means that box 1 can take rest of the width in the horizontal space. And now if we set the flex grow of box 2 also as let's see 2, and then let's see what happened. You can see the box 1 size, okay, and the box 2 size, okay, both are different, and probably box 2 is double than the box 1 because it has 2 as its flex grow. Now if I try to squeeze or expand, then you can see the box 2 size is growing, okay, double than the box 1. Okay, and similarly if we set the box 3 and box 4 grow as 1, then you can see box 2 is growing faster than the other boxes, and box 1 3 and 4 width is same. Okay, now let's try to understand what is flex shrink. If we set to 0, okay, box 1, okay, then it can't squeeze. You can see the box 1 width is 150 pixel. Okay, it can't squeeze further than that. Okay, now if we set same to all, okay, then okay, let's see what happened. Okay, grow is fine, but when we try to squeeze it, okay, it is not getting squeezed, and okay, our we are able to see our horizontal scroll bar. Okay, so because we have fixed that don't shrink by setting flex shrink 0. And then another property is flex basis, which set the initial length of the item, that is, let's say 300 pixel, and here you go. Okay, and now if we try to grow it, okay, you can see it is growing like that. Okay, the initial length is 200 or 300 pixel. Okay, here you can see all are not shrinkable because we have set to 1. If I set to 1 to the box 4, it is shrinking, and if I set to 2 and then try to shrink, then you can see, okay, after a certain period it can't shrink. Okay, and if we try to make 1 here, and then you can see, okay, now it is shrinkable. Finally we have flex as well, which is basically a shorthand notation for all these three. Okay, so we can, instead of 1 0 300, we can say flex grow 1, flex shrink 0, and then 300 pixel as length, and there you go. Okay, similarly here if you want to set, okay, don't grow, don't shrink, just give the width as 200 pixel. You can see this. Now box 2 will neither shrink nor grow. Okay, that's width is final. Okay, the final property is align self. Let's see the demo, and here we have a demo, and let me also give the self align self and then h2. Okay, and the box is same, and now let's try to give align self. Okay, and here we have align self. Okay, and then let's we need to give some height, so that it works. Okay, so we have given height as 200 pixel, so we are giving align css to the box container. Okay, and now if we set the align self of box 3, let's see, box 3, and give the align self as the property. So just remember that this align self is different than this align self. This is class and this is property. This is our own, okay, user created, and this is like given by the browser or css. Then make it center, and then you can see the default behavior of the box in align is stretch. However, for particularly box 3, we made it as center by using the align self property. We can also, okay, target box 4 and make it flex end, and let's see what happened. Okay, then it goes to the end side. And similarly, if we try to give box 2 and start, you can see this. Okay, box 2, box 3, box 4. If you make it big, okay, then you go. Okay, so this way you can see we can individually set the different alignment. I hope through this chapter you understood the different properties we can apply to flex item, and I'm sure that you will use these properties effectively in your web projects. Thank you for watching. See you in the next chapter.